Hello everyone, you're now watching Complete TV, and we have a special guest with us today. We have Mr. Desmond here with D B Barbershop, and we're going to talk to him and get a little detail about what he's doing. And we'll just, I guess, go ahead and get started. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
I'm doing okay. Voice is a little in and out, but I want to know, first off, how you got started in the beauty industry.
That's an interesting story.
Okay.
I actually was talking to a girl who wanted to go to hair school.
Yeah.
And 3 months into school, we broke up, and I kind of kept going. And I saw being a single parent has been something that had been on the horizon. And while being in hair school, I saw it as an opportunity to be able to be a single parent and to have the liberty of going to the school or taking time off if necessary if she was sick without having to worry about being fired.
Okay.
So I came to work here for about the first 2 years. I was working here, and then the manager and I purchased it after my at the end of my first year here.
That was a good year.
At the end of my first year here, the owners were selling and we purchased, and then we split ways at about 2002. And I continued to move forward from there, and that leads me to where what's happening in our community, especially. We're going everywhere but within our community to find a place of rest and relaxation, when all we have to do is redirect our focus, or the focus of our professionals in our community, to focus more on catering to us as a whole and to our clients as a whole, and that would, in turn, we will be able to make the monies necessary, because that's another big issue. People not really liking to pay because we have to compete with the kitchen stylists, the at-home stylists, having to compete with them. That's a real big issue that nobody ever addresses.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
that's a hot topic we got to talk about.
You can't really compete with a girl who's doing hair for $20 or $25. I understand everybody has to survive, but at the end of the day, stylists and barbers had to go to school for 1,200 hours. They had to go sit in a state exam under extreme pressure and pass a 200-question test or a 100-question test, and then a clinical test with the barbers. And it's only right that they be top priority when it comes down to people receiving hair services. So at the end of the day, the stylists in the industry who have put forth the effort and the energy to become barbers, to become cosmetologists, there needs to be a uniformity amongst them to give the customers something above and beyond what they can get in the kitchen.
That's true.
We got a lot of forming to do. I haven't really gotten involved with a whole lot of the things that I've been hearing about with the local hair shows and things of that nature. I look to get more involved in the near future, so that, you know, as a whole, we can come together around here and try to make it happen, and really start taking care of our people. And our people are, you know, including all of those that patronize our. You know, I walked into some school and been mad at some people.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You know what I mean? I've been frustrated at some people. I won't call any names of any schools, but I've been frustrated with some people. And I think what's happened is schools haven't found a way to balance out profit and education.
I don't see what you're saying.
And that's where the problem comes in at.
You know, they're putting profit first.
They're putting profit first and education second. And then they're in a position where when they put education first, then the profit end falls off.
That's true.
So the thing, it's going to take a lot of effort. Everybody wants to open a beauty school. Everybody wants to teach hair. But nobody wants to balance it out in a way where the student can grow, where the student can learn, and where the facility can actually make a profit from it.
That's true.
You know, and it's not all the institutions. It's somewhat of a strain. The students also place a strain because students drop out, and some students don't pay. So, you know, there are a lot of financial issues that go on that kind of make it really hard to balance the two. But there has to be a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would take it that anyone who's consider themselves an educator would rather go down and smoke in flames trying to educate than to allow those who they are educating to walk out of their door and not have any chance of being successful.
That's true.
You know, we have so many stylists and barbers that graduated from hair school and couldn't pass this.
I would ask you about the barbershop being open 24 hours. How did that come about? How did you come with the idea?
Well, I'm always looking at ways to be innovative about trying to give something to black people, or I would more say inner city people, that they need but don't really have. And if you notice, in the inner city, we work 3 shifts. We work 3 shifts. Sometimes my mommy coming in the house at 5:30, daddy leaving for work at 8. You know, then he's coming home 4 or 5 in the morning, and the son may be getting up at 7 in the morning, going to school or going to his job. So I mean, we're really living on 3 shifts, and I think that I'm really into the whole catering to the need of the client philosophy. You know, and when I first started the 24-hour thing, I was like, wow, how am I going to be at the shop at 24 hours? I was like, So I was like, well, I'll do it by appointments.
At least call and let
that
me know.
way, that way I don't have to sit in the shop for 24 hours, and I can just advertise it to them. And the barber was like, I ain't doing it in 24 hours.
Great idea.
Yeah, I ain't working 24 hours. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I will. You know, and then over time it becomes a conflict when the business says 24 hours and the barbers don't do 24 hours, and only one person does the 24-hour thing, and people are like, okay, well, why won't I want to go at 1 in the morning, but my barber doesn't come in at 1 in the morning, so I can't really, you know, take advantage of it, because I don't want to go to this other barber, because the clients have that phobia about, you know, we don't want to switch chairs because we don't want to cause friction in the barbershop. So at the end of the day, you know, the business, it goes back to the philosophy I was saying, I was talking about. But the shop has to have a philosophy and everybody agrees. So as far as the 24-hour thing, I just wanted to provide a service that was consistent with the society in which we live. And I think in a lot of ways, Tampa's 20 years behind the rest of the world.
I want to talk about that too.
Tampa's 20 years behind everybody else as far as modernization goes, and we have a lot of stylists and barbers in the city that are innovative, that you know, who think way outside of the box, but yet are still on a wide scale. You know, our city doesn't resemble that, not just in the hair industry, but in many other industries. You know, you ride around looking at our businesses, and you like, that is not 21st century. I don't care what you say. It's a good idea. It's a good concept, but that is not 21st century.
That's like way back.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself being the only 24-hour shop, like riding around? Because I think you're actually the only one that found.
I think I'm the only 24-hour shop. I've there's a guy that opened a shop down the street. I think he's 7 days. And then there's another shop on, I think, Nebraska, that's 7 days. Okay. So I think I'm the only person that's crazy enough to take on the 24-hour
challenge. Yeah, you're crazy. You stand out when you're crazy.
But you know what? That's always the dude that blossoms. The dude that's just crazy. Like, man, how everybody know him? Like, you know Mark? Yeah, Crazy Mark. Oh, yeah.
I remember him. So we're going to get a 24-hour beauty supply store. What else?
I mean, there's a lot.
You know, we can be right there off to the side with you, you know. 24-hour shop. We got what you need. You need supplies? Come on up.
Well, if you think about it, let's since you're talking about 24 hours, okay, let's look at Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The only 24-hour Walgreens in the black neighborhood here in Tampa looks like Walmart at night.
That is true.
Anytime you go down 22nd and Hillsborough, it's like dudes trying to pass out their CDs.
Like,
you know, you got people asking for money, people with buckets, and the parking lot, people just pulling in. I mean, it's like a drive-through chain store. You know? So I'm like, okay, this shows us that there's the need here. You know, and some people don't get up and go to Walgreens. They're like, I don't want to go in there and be around all those people in the middle of the night.
Okay.
You know, so and then you're talking one of the biggest consumers. We're one of the biggest consumers.
Yeah, and then if even go back to the hair industry, we're